Will you pull out and you shoot 4 times?
Yeah, the gun jammed.
Oh, the gun jammed?
Yeah.
According to reports, Durk's people never wanted this footage to be shown again. On camera, Lil Tim claims to have popped Vaughn 4 times. G Herbo acknowledges that he was broken by seeing his man fall. Durk is now fighting for his life. The body cams are leaking. Why now? Who is promoting this? What message are they conveying? The game was irrevocably altered that night. Hey, the internet was never meant to see this clip. Lil Durk's representatives reportedly did not want the clips to reappear on the timeline. Before they became viral, videos that people heard about were quietly circulated in group discussions. And in the midst of all of this, smoke sits Lil Tim, the man whose name will always be associated with one of the most contentious street scenes in hip-hop. Because what you're going to hear, directly from Lil Tim, not only reopens old wounds, but completely changes the emotional dynamic of the night that forever altered Chi-Town rap. The most bizarre aspect of all of this is that the video didn't appear overnight. It wasn't an accident that it leaked. Additionally, people with knowledge of the matter claim that it was intentionally dropped during a time when Lil Durk's surroundings were already at 100 degrees. On November 6, 2020, Atlanta's streets were illuminated. Everything went wrong at roughly 2 in the morning. 2 teams were on the verge of colliding outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge in a way that would rock the rap scene as a whole. What began as a chance encounter between operations would turn into years of slipping federal indictments and now, outrageous footage that continues to surface years later. We must dissect the characters in this terrible tale in order to truly understand why this entire situation is so bizarre and why Durk's guys are continuously releasing film concerning Lil Tim. Rapper King Von, whose real name was Davon Daquan Bennett, was from the notorious O Block district of Chicago. Drawing on his personal experiences of coping with violence and fleeing with the gang, his bars depicted that street life. Von wasn't your typical rapper. He was Lil Durk's first day, his right hand and a rising drill scene star. Von had recently released his first studio album, Welcome to O Block, which peaked at number 5 on the Billboard 200 by the time of that crazy night. Von, however, had a very difficult past. Later, FBI records would link Von to a number of violent incidents, including claims that he placed 100 racks on the skull of rival rapper FBG Duck. His lyrics told more than just stories. Many people thought these were simple admissions, over drill beats. Conversely, NBA Youngboy's Never Broke Again gang signed rapper Quando Rondo, who hails from Savannah, Georgia. His friend Timothy Lil Tim Leaks was also rolling with Quando. Online taunts and subliminals had been causing intense tension between these 2 squads as they eyed one another for a minute.
Will you pull out and you shoot 4 times?
Yeah, the gun jammed.
Oh, the gun jammed?
Yeah.
After the 4th shot?
Probably like the 3rd shot.
That's Lil Tim himself, dissecting the moment that would alter his entire life in an interview years later. He claimed that everything went haywire after the stick jammed.
But
Boom, and I get shot on my ass.
There was complete commotion outside that hookah spot. No cap. 2 individuals, including King Von and O Block affiliate Mark Blakely, who was killed by off-duty police officers, were among the 6 persons who were shot that evening. When the gunshots began, the off-duty police had intervened. Additionally, slugs were flying around amid the chaos in the pitch-black Atlanta night. This is where things get serious with the footage. In November 2024, Atlanta police body cam footage went viral, capturing the chaotic shootout with officers shouting orders, gunfire throughout the night, suspects diving, and a white Ferrari mentioned in the recording. The frames depict a nighttime environment with individuals wearing jackets, cars, and shadows. The film has been going viral on social media, with accounts pushing it hard and postings receiving millions of views and thousands of likes. Although there aren't any direct images of Lil Tim being hit, the subtitles show police responding to shots fired and man with a gun. An O Block affiliate is seen shooting at Lil Tim before being shot by police, according to the captions, which directly link the video to Lil Durk's murder-for-hire accusations. However, what makes this footage so striking? Why do Durk's followers continue to share it? We must comprehend Lil Durk's true identity and the personal significance of King Von in order to respond to that question. One of the most important voices in the Chicago drill movement is Lil Durk, whose real name was Durk Derek Banks, and who was born on October 19, 1992. As the creator and leader of the Only the Family collective, Durk began his career in the South Side of Chicago. When Durk was just 7 months old, his father was imprisoned on drug-related charges, leaving his mother to raise him through difficult financial times when there wasn't even enough food on the table. Durk's journey from Englewood to Grammy fame was characterized by heartbreaking personal setbacks. In 2021, his brother D-Thang was murdered. In 2014, his relative OTF Nunu was abducted. In 2015, Chino Dalla, a close associate of his manager King Von, was murdered. King Von, the artist he personally signed, coached, and treated like blood, passed away in November 2020. When you consider it from Durk's point of view, the suffering is nearly unbearable. This father, who had already lost a lot of friends, was watching video of his men being slain in a street fight. The man who squeezed then left. In March 2021, Lil Tim was freed on a $100,000 bond after being charged with murder. After prosecutors claimed it was self-defense in accordance with Georgia's Stand Your Ground law, the charges were ultimately withdrawn in August 2023. According to the legal system, Tim did nothing improper. This foul act never set well with Durk and his team. Another Chicago rapper who attended King Von's school, G Herbo, described how heartbreaking it was to view that video.
How difficult was it for you to watch him get murdered on video?
It broke my heart, for sure. I don't really be emotional for real. I'm so numb to death. I'm not a stranger to it because I've been experiencing it my whole life. But when he died and seeing that, it really I'm getting emotional right now thinking about it.
That unfiltered emotion, the rage, the sadness, the sense of powerlessness, helps explain why Durk's affiliates and fan pages continue to share videos of Lil Tim. Each share serves as a reminder. Each post is a declaration. This feud is far from over. Not even close. The Fed case and the get back. The memory of the streets is long. Do you sense me? Lil Durk hails from a society where debt is always paid off. The streets referred to what the legal system called self-defense as smoke that had to be given back. Federal prosecutors also claim that bodies were part of that return. 5 masked gunmen opened fire on Quando Rondo's whip at a gas station close to the Beverly Center in Los Angeles on August 19, 2022. Quando Rondo was the intended victim. Retaliate for King Von's ordeal nearly 2 years ago. Quando, however, did not catch any. Rather, his cousin Saviaya, Lil Pob Robinson, was struck by the gunshots and murdered. All over the internet, surveillance footage of this entire incident has been shared. Videos with titles like "New footage of Lil Durk killing Quando Rondo's homie" have been posted by YouTube channels such as Rap Daily. A failed hit that would become the central element of a significant federal prosecution is depicted in the video, which shows the gunman pulling up and then running away from the scene. Lil Durk was arrested in Broward County, Florida, on October 24, 2024, on federal accusations of having a machine gun during a violent crime and conspiring to commit murder for hire, utilizing interstate facilities, which resulted in death. Alongside him, 5 members were indicted: Asa Houston, Keith Jones, David Lindsay, DeAndre Wilson, and Kayvon Grant. A crazy image is presented in the federal lawsuit. No cap. Prosecutors said Durk used OTF bread to pay for hotel rooms, straps, and flights from Chicago to San Diego and Los Angeles. They assert that Durk placed Quando Rondo under a bounty because he believed it was required retaliation for Von's death. Another Chicago rapper, Lil Zay Osama, discussed his feelings when Durk was knocked down.
How'd you feel when Durk got locked up, though?
I ain't gonna lie, Durk a good bro. You feel me? A cool, smooth bro, take care of his people, folks. So, you feel me? It's just like one of them things like, damn, bro. I hope bro come from under that, you know what I'm saying? I can't imagine how you feel right now being at the top right now, and to go in, in that moment, you know? But, you know, bro gonna come back on this, out on this shit. He gonna do what he needs to do. He gonna come from under that.
The arrest actually happened at a particularly difficult time. Durk was playing at his very best. In 2024, he won a Grammy for All My Life, which featured J. Cole. He was regularly at the top of the Billboard 200 with his albums. In 2025, he had just released Deep Thoughts. Suddenly, all he had worked so hard to acquire and everything he had accumulated from the mud in Inglewood was at stake. The scenario with the footage, however, is what makes this case even more bizarre. When Lil Tim was under house arrest in March 2021, there was a rumored drill on his crib. According to the narrative, Tim had to run for cover when goons slid in and began blowing through windows. Customized shells connected to OTF plugs were allegedly discovered by police. The incident itself was viewed as OTF's first significant setback following Tim's release on bond, even though there isn't any publicly available video footage of this, and crazy YouTube videos with titles like leaked footage are actually capped with no images. Then came the shooting in Savannah, Georgia in March 2023, where Lil Tim reportedly survived despite taking 4 to 10 bullets. Tim later appeared in a music video for the song Left a Stain, showcasing his scars and celebrating his dropped charges, even though there is no public video of the original incident. He spat about being undervalued, about getting through, and about his lawyer. This content was disseminated by affiliates on both sides to either ridicule his survival or honor his fortitude. This clip is being shared for crazy reasons. For Durk's affiliates, it's about preserving the story of their ongoing feud, enhancing street cred, and honoring the memory of their fallen friends. With headlines that suggest ongoing threats, these shares continue to circulate on websites like YouTube, Instagram, and X. In a podcast interview, Lil Durk himself discussed the underlying tension and explained why the rivalry is so intense.
Listen,
The whole situation that happened
listen, man.
with Quando.
How we live and how we go by our and I'm speaking for the whole Chicago. You ain't there. Shut the fuck up. You weren't there. So you made a diss and said something about Vaughn. That's why I don't with you. You ain't did. You did zero.
Here, the reasoning is simple. No frills. According to Durk, NBA YoungBoy wasn't even present when Vaughn was killed. Nevertheless, he used diss recordings to become involved. This, in Durk's opinion, is insulting since it gives him influence over his friend's passing without actually being present. Durk was even more candid when questioned about the industry's belief that he is exploiting the feud for publicity.
What did he do?
Well,
What did YoungBoy do for everybody want me and him think we want to kill each other?
okay, I'm giving. And by the way, I know the YoungBoy fans to be wild. I'm not representing his opinion. I'm telling you what I think his opinion is. I think that because of that incident, which was very unfortunate at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's changed everybody's lives irreparably.
Yeah, that's everybody else.
The human cost beneath all the strong language is demonstrated by that admission that everyone is up. Lives have been lost. Families have been split up. Additionally, both sides continue to lose victims in the cycle of violence. Since being detected using an unregistered Apple Watch, Durk has been languishing in the hole at MDC Los Angeles for 131 days as of January 2026. He is only allowed to make one phone call each month and is not allowed to visit the commissary. His attorneys contend that this is against the 8th Amendment and governmental rules. The trial was rescheduled from January 20th, 2026 to May 2026 due to the complexity of the evidence. More than 30,000 documents, including financial information and wiretaps. Lul Pab's mother sued Durk and OTF in Cook County in February 2025 for wrongful death, seeking reparations for her son's tragic death. The Chicago rapper faces further legal issues as a result of the civil lawsuit, which is similar to the federal allegations. The wider picture and the culture's future. There is more to this story than just two men. Not only footage that was leaked, something more than a deadly rap feud. This is essentially about how the digital age, street life, and music all collided, with every moment being recorded, shared, and used as a weapon. To maintain their standing and manage their scores, federal prosecutors have been labeling OTF an association in fact organization engaged in violence, including assaults and body policing. In a case that could land Durk in prison for life, they are using his bars, his social media activity, and the actions of his affiliates as evidence. Attorney Manny Aurora, who previously represented Durk in an Atlanta attempted murder case in 2019, explained the steps prosecutors take in these kinds of cases.
And the thing about Atlanta is, and that's one of the knocks I have with our DA, everything's either a RICO, as you learned from the YSL case, or everybody's a gang member. If you've got a tattoo and you hang out with a couple other folks, you're in a gang. That's just how it works. And the reason we do that in Georgia is if you can imply to the judge that there's a gang connection in your indictment, the rules of evidence relax a lot.
In instances involving rappers, this legal strategy of applying gang enhancement charges to facilitate convictions has been increasingly prevalent. However, it raises some unsettling issues regarding the blurring of the boundaries between criminal evidence and spitting bars. G Herbo offered perhaps the most realistic explanation for why, even after they succeed, cats like King Von struggle to leave the streets.
I feel like, I'm not even gonna feel like this is the truth. It's just like, when that in you is in you. Like that just, it's easy for, like, you gotta work harder on not doing something to somebody than anything else. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, I think you feel like when you know what you're capable of and you feel like somebody playing with you, you would just do something. Like, you would just make you.
How you let them play with you?
Real talk is the psychological reality. Switching to a regular life is quite tough for young men who were raised in a violent environment and who taught from jumping that strength means never giving up. Being famous doesn't fundamentally alter who you are. The survival instincts that have been ingrained in your brain from years of living in areas that resemble normal neighborhoods are not erased by money. Herbo continued, describing why Vaughn in particular was unable to simply ignore it.
Oh, I ain't on this no more.
It's like, it take a little minute to adjust though.
Okay.
It's not like a snap of a finger.
Okay.
Like, Vaughn wasn't a millionaire for years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was fresh
still trying to
and
stack.
coming out the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he getting his money, he doing what he doing, but it take you a long time to really process that this is my life.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, naturally, he really still a street. So he gonna react like how a street react.
The core of this tragedy is directly cut by that disintegration. When King Von was slain, he had only been eating for 2 years or so. He doesn't have time to get used to the idea that he could truly leave the life that shaped him. He therefore reacted in the only way he knew how when the time for confrontation arrived, and it cost him everything. In the digital age, the practice of continuously distributing video serves a variety of functions. Every video that affiliates and fan pages post about Lil Tim or the King Von shooting serves as a reminder that the feud is still going strong, a show of street cred, a kind of psychological warfare, and a means of honoring the memories of their lost friends. A pre-trial meeting is scheduled for April 13th, and Durk's trial has been rescheduled for May 4th, 2026, according to recent updates as of January 2026. OTF affiliates are sharing videos and posting about rats more frequently as a result of prosecutors' plans to call cooperating witnesses. Durk's mother has openly stated that the number of people attending his court appearances has been declining. India Royale, his wife, continues to show up, but the declining support illustrates the sense of isolation that accompanies such serious federal accusations. What will happen next is the question at hand. Lil Durk faces the possibility of going to jail if he is found guilty. In June 2025, prosecutors abandoned their first request for the death penalty. In any case, his career as we know it would come to an end, a heartbreaking conclusion for a person who gave so many Chicagoans hope. The feud will go on if he wins the case. The video will continue to circulate. The next tragic chapter in this story will undoubtedly occur when the diss recordings become more intense. When Lil Zay Osama discussed how people from Chicago are seen, he most likely said it best. The video they consistently share is more than just material. It is proof of an unhealing wound. Every body cam video, surveillance footage, and social media post about Lil Tim is a digital scar that marks a conflict that has shattered families, taken lives, and now poses a threat to the career of one of the biggest names in hip-hop. Ultimately, this tale serves as a mirror reflecting back to us the less positive aspects of American society. It demonstrates how violence breeds more violence, how trauma breeds more trauma, and how even affluence and success cannot end generations-old cycles. The video will continue to circulate. The remarks will continue to pour in. Young cats are seeing all of this unfold someplace, learning lessons that shouldn't have to be learned by anyone. The true tragedy here is that it's not only about Tim, Vaughn, or Durk. It's about all the young kids who see this drama and absorb its lessons, that loyalty requires blood, that beef never dies, and that the only way to leave the streets is to be in a cell or a casket. Perhaps, just perhaps, this story can be used as a cautionary tale rather than a guide. It's difficult to have hope for that, though, when you read the comments beneath every video clip and see how followers glorify murder and make fun of the deceased. May 2026 is rapidly approaching. The video continues to circulate, and the trial is imminent. What follows? We will have to wait and find out. I appreciate you watching. To view more videos like this one, click on one of the boxes that is currently playing on your screen.